Hey everybody, Mark here, reliving the American Revolution. And today we're going to talk about a little known group of people, much like the Spanish were little known yesterday. But these people actually fought in a war, and it's kind of strange because they were divided. And we're talking about Native Americans, the Indian tribes that occupied this country long before the British even arrived or the colonists arrived. So they lived all over the East Coast and all over the United States. And when we arrived, we started pushing them westward. And in 1763, Britain, who had control of the East Coast as we know it today, they wrote a proclamation that basically said that the English settlers could not go beyond the Ohio River. And so the Indians were satisfied with that. The Iroquois were out there, and the Cherokee were south, and it didn't impact them too much. And then there was Native American tribes that stayed in their locations. They just accepted the settlers as being there. The Sturbridge tribe up in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, being one of them. And so a lot of these Native American tribes tried to stay neutral when the two started to fight, when the colonists and Great Britain started to fight. They wanted to stay neutral, but they got dragged into it either by their friendships with the colonists brought them on that side, and the friendships with the British on the other side. And so and there was some tribes. They had the Confederacy of the Iroquois, which was really 5 or 6 tribes in one confederacy, as they were referred, and they divided. The Mohawks went one way, the Onondagas went the other way, and some fought for the British, some fought for the colonies, and so it was an interesting time. They were even noted in the Declaration of Independence as being that was one of the charges that the colonies made against the king, is that he unleashed these merciless savages, which was, I think it was written personally just to infuriate people and to put a scare tactic into them, because most of the Indians were not. They were peaceful people. And so they didn't win out. It didn't matter what side they were on, because in 1783, with the Treaty of Paris, which settled the American Revolutionary War, those lands that Britain had laid claim to and had kind of set aside for the Indian tribes, west of the Ohio River, they gave to the colonies, and basically it did away with the sanctuaries that they got to have, and colonization would continue to go westward. And that's a whole story, a whole series of YouTube videos in and of itself. And so we have to remember that the Native Americans were here first, and they tried to be good neighbors. They tried to settle. They had to pick sides, and didn't matter which side they picked, they lost. They lost out. And so I think tomorrow General Washington will be here. He's promised me that he'll be here at least one day to talk to you, and I'm going to try and talk him into maybe 2 or 3 days. So, as always, look up some of this stuff. We have a vast array of information on Native American actions during the Revolutionary War, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe.